Good morning, everyone. I'm Bharti Sharma, your English teacher. How are you all? I hope you are taking good care of yourself. Yesterday, we had done the ball poem by John Berryman. We had done the summary and we had read the poem. Today, I'll be explaining the poem to you. Yesterday, we had started the ball poem and we had done the summary and had read the poem also. Today, I'll be explaining the ball poem by John Berryman. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There, it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. So, this poem is about a little boy. The boy is learning how does it feel to experience grief over the loss of something you love very much. Here in this case, it is a ball. So the boy is learning what does it feel like to feel grief, feel sadness over the loss of a prized possession, over something which you love very much. And here in this case is ball. And the boy was playing with a ball, and the ball skips from his hand, falls down, it bounces on the street and into the water. It goes into the water. The poet is saying that for us, this loss might be not a big thing, that is, we won't feel very upset about it. But the boy, for him, it was a very big thing because all his childhood memories, all the days when he used to play with the ball, these memories were associated with the ball. So, with the loss of that ball, he sees that all his memories are also going away. So, he feels a lot of grief. And here, the ball signifies his young days and happy innocence. So the boy feels very bad over the loss of his ball. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. So the poet is saying that it won't help if he says, oh, don't worry, there are other balls, because all the memories, all his childhood memories, or were also had gone away with the ball. So the boy was feeling very bad. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbour where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. So, as the boy sees the ball going into the water, it falls into the water, the boy also plunges into grief. That is, he falls in grief. He starts grieving, he feels very sad. And he stands there fixedly, that is, he's not able to move because he's so moved by it, or he feels so bad that he's not able to move. He's just standing there fixedly looking in the water trying to find his ball. And ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy, that is, a final shaking grief fixes the boy. As he stands rigid, he is standing there rigidly, that is, fixedly, stiffly, trembling, staring down. He was trembling with grief, and he was staring down, looking fixedly in the water. And while he was doing that, trying to find his ball, all his childhood memories associated with the ball flash in front of him. And it is the time when he realizes that all these memories also will be lost along with the ball. He won't ever get those memories back. I would not intrude on him. The poet is saying that I would not intrude on him. I would not disturb. I would not try to disturb him because he was in that space where he didn't welcome any intrusion, any disturbance by anyone, saying that, oh, he take this money, buy another ball, or I giving him another ball, because it is not going to help. All these things are worthless. He was in that space where he didn't want to be disturbed by anyone. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. So, with the loss of this ball, he senses first responsibility. That is, he realizes the first responsibility that he understands the first thing about loss of materialistic possessions, or loss of possessions. In a world of possession, that is, in a world where you possess many things, you possess materialistic things, you possess many relations also, in that world you will lose things also. So this is what he is sensing. With the loss of the ball, he comes to the understanding that in this world of possession, we will lose things. People will take balls, balls will be lost always. So at times it will be people who will take away our things. They, with the things, they will take away our innocence also. Balls will be lost always, and at times the balls or the possessions will be lost on their own, and no one buys a ball back. So we might lose things, but and no one buys them back. That is, with the loss of a thing, you might buy new things to replace them, but you won't be able to buy the memories attached with those things. So it is said that no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Money is something which is external, that is, you can buy things with money, but you cannot buy the memories associated with those things. So that is why money is something external. It cannot buy your emotions, it cannot buy your memories attached to any of the thing. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So, with the loss of his ball, he is learning well behind his desperate eyes. His eyes are desperate, his eyes are hopelessly trying to find the ball, but he is learning from the loss, that he is learning the epistemology of loss. Epistemology is nature. He is learning the nature of loss, that with every loss you have to stand up, you have to accept it, face it, and leave it and continue with your life. This is what life is about. You cannot keep on sitting at a place grieving over your loss. You'll have to get up from there, you have to stand up and leave the loss behind and continue with your life. So this is what every man must do one day. They also know that we will lose things and we have to stand up and we have to continue with our life. So knowing what every man must one day know, and this is what each and every man must know, that you, in a world of possessions, you will lose things and you have to stand up and continue with your life. So this is what the ball poem is about. And before we end, let us go through the poetic devices. The first poetic devices are the tools used by the poet to enhance the beauty of a poem. So we'll start with the rhyme scheme. If you look at the rhyme scheme, the last words of each line, they don't rhyme with each other. None of the lines rhyme with each other. So in this case, we can call it as a blank verse, where the last words don't rhyme with each other. In that case, we call the poem as a blank verse. The next poetic device is symbolism. Symbolism is a figure of speech where an object, person, or situation has another meaning other than its literal meaning. So in this poem, the ball symbolizes the boy's young and innocent days. So we have symbolism as a poetic device in this poem. The next is repetition, where certain words are being repeated, like you'd see what, that is repeated, and then balls, it is repeated. So this is an example of repetition in the poem. Next is alliteration, where again verse sound is being repeated. And when we say what, verse sound is repeated. Balls, again burr sound is repeated. Then next line, buys a ball back, burr sound is being repeated. So these are examples of alliteration in this poem. With this, we come to an end of the poem, The Ball Poem by John Berryman. So thank you everyone and have a nice day. Take care of yourself